I originally was born over in Greensburg, and my mother and father, they still live over there with some of my brothers and sisters. I met my wife over there, and we got married, and we had our first child over there, who was William E. Porter. And my brother Edwin and I were in business over there for 6 or 7 years in the furniture business. We had a furniture factory over there. But after a while, we decided we wanted to do something else, and we moved to Shelbyville. Hi, Gay.
Hello.
We moved to Shelbyville, and we opened a grocery business right here in town. Edwin and I did, and we did that for 7 or 8 years right here in Shelbyville. Well, after a while, my brother got tired of the grocery business, and I did too, and he decided he wanted to do something else. So he went and did his thing, and I did something else too. I had an opportunity to buy into this factory, which made mirrors and glass works. And we sold mirrors all over this part of the country. But as if that wasn't enough to do, I had an opportunity to go into the newspaper business, and I became editor of the Shelbyville Republican newspaper right here in Shelbyville. Did that for many years, but still didn't have enough to do. So I said, well, there's this factory over here that manufactures steel goods, and it's for sale. I'll go buy it. So I bought this steel manufacturing company. We changed the name to the Porter Specialty Parts Company, and we made specialty parts, and we shipped them all across the country. Now, I've been very successful and made quite a bit of money here in Shelbyville, and I like to be able to give money back to the community that I live in. And I've been involved in several of the service clubs like the Masonic Lodge and the Elks, and I was even an honorary member of the Rotary Club. Well, in 1929, the American Legion came along and said, Shelbyville needs a swimming pool. Some places clean, some places safe, where people can swim rather than going over here to Big Blue River, which is over here, or Little Blue River, which is this way, or the gravel pits. We need someplace clean and safe. And my wife and I talked it over and said, that sounds like a really good idea. And we had a little bit of money that we felt like we can contribute, so we came up with $40,000 and gave it to the city and said, here, the only thing we ask is that you name the pool after our son, William E. Porter. Now, our son, which I mentioned earlier, he'd come to Shelbyville with us after we were married and moved here, and he'd worked in business with me. And World War I came along, and he had an opportunity to serve his country, and he went to France as a captain. He served in France for several years until the war was over. Then he had come back to Shelbyville, and he worked in business with us right here. We expanded our business to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and while we had Fort Smith, we decided our son, William, would go down there, and he would run the business down in Fort Smith, which he did. And he met his wife, and they had a child down there. William had some problems while he was down there, nervous breakdown, and we believe part of it may have been caused by his service in the war and everything. Not sure. But he ended up going to a sanitarium up in Michigan, and he was there a few weeks. They thought he improved. They sent him back to Arkansas. He had another nervous breakdown. They sent him back to the sanitarium a second time, and while he was there, attendant was supposed to be watching him, but apparently he got away from the attendant and got lost out in the woods, and they didn't find him for several days. Of course, when they did find him, he had passed away due to the elements. Well, he ended up being buried in Arkansas, but that was one of the reasons why we thought it'd be nice to have a memorial, which is the William E. Porter swimming pool. Which have you been swimming here in the Porter pool? Great. Have you been swimming? Have all you been in the Porter pool? Great. I hope you enjoy that pool. Anyway, that's how we ended up doing that, and that pool was opened on the 4th of July in 1930, and it was named after our son. Sad thing is that my wife, Luella. She passed away like 2 weeks later on July 20th of 1930 after the pool was open. So, does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. Well, the next stop is over there unless you've come from that direction. Okay. And I'm not sure where the next stop is. You might head up this way and check your maps.